Welcome to Sunday morning celebration at the Yoga Center. Welcome one and all in this room and those who are joining us remotely. Let's have a joyous morning. Embraces my soul tonight. Embraces my soul tonight. I soar in the evening sky like a bird, and heaven is my destiny. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. The midnight blue of mother's blood embraces my soul tonight. The midnight blue of mother's blood embraces my soul tonight. I soar in the evening sky like a bird, and heaven is my destiny. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. The midnight blue of mother's love embraces my soul tonight. The midnight blue of mother's love embraces my soul tonight. I soar in the evening sky like a bird, and heaven is my destiny. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. The midnight blue of mother's love embraces my soul tonight. The midnight blue of mother's love embraces my soul tonight. I soar in the evening sky like a bird, and heaven is my destiny. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of coffee. And when I reach the mothers abode, I'll rest at the feet of
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You all got up an hour early. I know if you're like me, I went to bed an hour early, or I tried to, so I could be peppy today. Anyway, it's nice to see you all here, and it seems like spring. I had to look it up. It's not spring yet, but in Southern California, it seems like spring, except it's totally freezing. It was 45 at my house when I left this morning. That was cool. Anyway.
It's not cold to some people.
Not cold to some, I know. It's all relative. So that's the weather report. And so you know how I like to look up prayers. And I also get to work on Yoga World. So I was doing a Sunday morning, and this is a prayer that Guruji said one Sunday morning a while back, and it's so beautiful. So would you pray with me today? Guruji's prayer, slightly edited. Beloved Lord,
Beloved Lord,
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
may your kingdom come,
may your kingdom come,
your kingdom of love and light,
Your kingdom of love and light.
Your kingdom of powerful goodness.
Your kingdom of powerful goodness.
May it live in us.
May it live in us.
In our homes.
In our homes.
In our neighborhoods.
In our neighborhoods.
In our country.
In our country.
And in the world.
And in the world.
Bless us to be good to one another.
Bless us to be good to one another.
To express the goodness of our divine nature.
To express the goodness of our divine nature.
Thy kingdom come in our minds and hearts.
Thy kingdom come in our minds and hearts.
Bless our feelings.
Bless our feelings.
May your love live in us.
May your love live in us.
And flow through us.
And flow through us.
Bless our thoughts to center on you.
Bless our thoughts to center on you.
May we know your reality and truth.
May we know your reality and truth.
Teach us humility.
Teach us humility.
That we may stand humble before you.
That we may stand humble before you.
Bless our worship today.
Bless our worship today.
May we put you ahead of all other concerns.
May we put you ahead of all other concerns.
And rejoice in your divine company.
And rejoice in your divine company.
Amen.
Hare Hare, Sri Ramakrishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. 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 Hare Hare, Sri Ramakrishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
So now we have a chance to say one of our beautiful affirmations to the Spiritual World Society. They may be planted deeper in us and be part of our expression. Ready? Enlightenment is often gradual, a continuous, ever-new process, always developing. Spontaneous awakening is rare, but also occurs. Reading next. Yes, reading. So hello everyone. Formally welcome you, and I'd like to welcome everyone who's online, who signed up. And I'm going to try to say where they're from, so if I get it right, if I don't get it right, you can let me know.
Kamalini Devi.
Kamalini Devi from local. Let's say local, good, because I'm trying to think of, yeah, thanks.
Saswati.
Saswati from Bellingham, Washington.
Prabhu Mitra and Radhika.
Prabhu Mitra and Radhika from Huntington Beach.
DT and Krista Prem.
DT and Krista Prem from Aliso Viejo. Some of them I know.
Arya.
Arya from Florida, unless she's flying somewhere.
Kashemi.
Kashemi from local. Newport. Is that okay?
That's it.
Welcome to all of you, and welcome to all of you here. And as we humbly recognize and appreciate the soul within each of us, and we appreciate it within us and within all of you as we pronoun.
Good morning. Please take your offering in your right hand and pray with me. Beloved Lord, Father, and Mother of us all.
Beloved Lord, Father, and Mother of us all.
Bless us to realize your loving presence and constant care.
Bless us to realize your loving presence and constant care.
Bless us to know that you are the source of all our good.
Bless us to know that you are the source of all our good.
Bless us to give to your work with joyous and generous hearts.
Bless us to give to your work with joyous and generous hearts.
Bless us to live abundant lives in your divine spirit.
Bless us to live abundant lives in your divine spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Now we get to have scriptures. And I wanted to read from the Gospel of Ramakrishna, but I took it from a couple different places, so I copied it off so I didn't have to be flipping through pages. But anyway, here he is talking about the ego. Sri Ramakrishna. The Bhakta feels, O God, thou art the Lord and I am thy devotee. This I is the ego of bhakti. Why does such a lover of God retain the ego of devotion? There is a reason. The ego cannot be got rid of, so let the rascal remain as a servant of God, the devotee of God. You may reason 1,000 times, but you cannot get rid of the ego. The ego is like a pitcher, and Brahman is like the ocean, an infinite expanse of water on all sides. The pitcher is set in the ocean. The water is both inside and out. The water is everywhere, yet the pitcher remains. Now this pitcher is the ego of the devotee. As long as the ego remains, you and I remain. And there also remains the feeling of, O God, thou art the Lord and I am thy devotee. Thou art the master and I am thy servant. You may reason 1,000,000 times, but you cannot get rid of it. But it is different if there is no pitcher. Then another one, if you feel proud, let it be in the thought that you are a servant of God, the son or daughter of God. Great men have the nature of a child. They are always a child before him, so they are free of pride. All their strength is of God and not their own. It belongs to him and comes from him. Then I wanted to read a little bit from Keys to Higher Consciousness by Guruji about devotion and ego. So it's on page 81 if you want to read it yourself. Let's look at devotion. The first component of devotion is love. Love is primarily self-giving, giving yourself to your beloved through your feelings, thoughts, and deeds. So devotion involves giving yourself loyally and with deep affection. The second component of devotion is humility, humbling yourself before your beloved. Devotion is to love and consciously humble yourself before Spirit. A person practicing this form of devotion strives daily to let go of pride and arrogance and give of the self. In pride and arrogance, we are unable to love. We are engrossed in our own thoughts and attainments, and we have no love to spare. Or we are so engrossed in our frustrations and fears that we have no love to give. In either case, our attention is concentrated on our personal feelings. And using the practice of devotion, we can, if we put away arrogance, learn something from the consciousness of Spirit dwelling within everyone. We can also, in an attitude of devotion, learn from the events of our lives. We can know our world more deeply. We can gaze more clearly into the heavens. We can see more wisely into an atom. There is much a humble person can learn, looking in any direction. That's the key. Then announcements. So, first of all, birthdays. Is anyone having a birthday this week? Or maybe next week? Okay. So next week, well, let's go over this first. Next week we'll be doing the Universal Vision and Substitution, a video by Ramakrishna Nanda, followed by a long meditation. And we will also be having a memorial for Nichidas. So we're going to be ending at 11:15, and then we'll scurry around, set up, and you can have a break, and then we'll start again at 11:30. And if you're joining us online, we will stop the streaming at 11:15 and restart at 11:30. This is due to technical considerations for Bharata, who helps us always record everything. So it's a little bit of a, you just have to know. It's going to turn off and you have to sign in again through Twitch. Then March 23rd, Your Essence is Goodness, a video by Ramakrishna Nanda, after which we will meditate. And the Yoga Center, you know, you get your Saturday newsletter about all the things that you can do online and in person here at the Yoga Center. And then also there's Yoga World, where you can just find so many wonderful things. And then I get to read something from you. You recognize this writing. I know when I get a note like this, I love it. So we all got this note. It's from Guruji thanking us for the birthday party. So let me read it. February 27th, 2025. Dear friends and fellow devotees, thank you very much for the joyful celebration this past birthday weekend. Thank you for your care and the appreciation you expressed so clearly and sincerely. I'm so glad to be in your life and that you are in mine. Let's all have a marvelous year in spirit, yoga, and love. Yours in the Lord, Ramakrishna Nanda. So that's to all of us. And to all of you who participated in that birthday, it was wonderful. He really liked it. That's the bar we try to meet. And so that was good. So the announcement's done. The next is threefold Om. Let's stand and harmonize our body, mind, and spirit so we can be receptive to the next part. Inhale. 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 Make yourselves comfortable. So today we get one of those audios from the Bhakti Yoga talks from past ages. And Ramakrishna taught us how we can have a relationship with the Lord, and that it was possible to know the Lord and see the Lord. And he taught that humility is often the key. It's our arrogance and pride that keeps us separate from spirit. And I just wanted to read you a couple of sentences that Guruji says in this video. And as we always just do in education, it's a preload. So hear it the first time, it's wonderful, and then when you hear it again, it can go deeper into your hearts. If you humbled yourself, so these are Guruji's words that will be in the video. If you humble yourself, not only will the soul reveal itself, but you will know it to be part of the divine. Your soul is a direct expression of the divine within you. If you humble yourself, the divine will continuously lift you up. As long as you remain humble, Spirit will never stop lifting you up. So that's inspiring words. Hope you love this video, and that we have a great meditation after.
I like to talk about what we brought up this morning because it's so vital and it's so wonderful. I was observing how Sri Ramakrishna came to help humanity find greater happiness and fulfillment, and a greater realization of what life was about, what life was for, and of the marvelous possibilities available if one would just enter into a relationship with the Lord of one's heart. overcoming bigotry and all kinds of hang-ups and getting to know God. He said that to live without the vision of the Lord was to live entirely in vain. Well, how you go about it involves various ways, but at the key of each one would be humility. Humility. He was so humble, and he demonstrated again and again his humility. Here he was, an incarnation, and he was bowing and going down and taking the dust of the feet. That means bowing down and touching the feet reverently of various sadhus, various spiritual devotees, and he even treated fakes really well because he felt he wanted to encourage them to think about God. I would like us to spend between now and next anniversary learning, praying to be humble. Why? It's fun, it's freeing, it's beautiful, and it gives great life, great hope to one's spiritual practice. Yogis feel that if you will humble yourself, you will know your soul. If you will not humble yourself, you will never know your soul. Humbling yourself means taking a false, counterfeit sense of self called the ego and humbling it, admitting one's shortcomings and pretensions and arrogance, and even if one is pretty super, admitting one's shortcomings compared to the ideal. Unless the ego bows down, there's no soul experience other than the soul busy manipulating one's karmas. Pride is considered one of the deadly sins. Humility is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anybody who ever makes it on the path is humble. They may not appear so, but anyone who ever makes it is humble and loves to see humility. Why? Because the humility rolls away the boulder of the ego, and allows the mind and the soul to have communication. It's a treat to see humble people. There are very few. But a devotee who cultivates it is really smart, really caught on to a major part of this life trip. It's here to teach us that our ego and our ignorance has been wrong. We've misplaced our awareness. We've betrayed the interests of our whole being, the interests of our true self. So we just strive to figure out some way to approach God, our Creator, and to approach our soul humbly. Not going there to push a button to get some reward, not going there to tell it off, not going there, in this case, for petition. Well, okay, petition if humbly done. Going there ready to be changed, willing that the higher will be done, not do as I say, not to play do this, do that with your soul. If you remember the game, do this, do that. If you humble yourself, not only will your soul reveal itself, but your soul is a part of the divine. It's a local, direct expression of the divine within you. And so if you humble yourself, the divine will just keep lifting you up. As long as you're humble, it'll lift you up and up and up and up. And it will lift you up forever. If you're humble, it will just never stop lifting you up. You're on the right elevator. And if you have ego, an intense ego, it will never stop knocking you down. It will never stop. It will go on and on. Down, 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 down. How long it takes? Many lifetimes for most people. The thing is, humility is fun. It lets you out of all kinds of superiority trips and all kinds of anxieties because you don't have pretensions and fantasies about yourself that are incorrect. If you don't humble yourself, then you have this problem of arrogance. You see, when you're arrogant, your sense of self rises up and keeps you from feeling at one with God, with life, with whatever's happening. If you have arrogance, you just live in a sense of separateness, baying at the moon, sensing separation. You feel cut off from God, from your loved ones, from your own self quite often. And of course, arrogance always brings defeat. You always lose. As long as you want to keep pride and separation around, you're never going to win. You'll have temporary victories, but you will never win. The whole universe is going to keep chafing at you, grinding you into usable, bakeable flour with these slow revolving stones. As long as one is arrogant, then one cannot know spirit, because to know spirit and universal spirituality, to know that, there has to be this bowing down and this reception of spirit. So you'll not know spirit either. So what an expensive thing. You feel separate. You're always cruising for defeat in terms of wholeness. Now, suppose you're trying to beat somebody out for $1 million and you discover a shortcut and a deceitful thing and you get the $1 million. Well, then you're still going to be in the same place you are in consciousness. But what did you win? You won a lot of pain. There's no question. You will not know what to do properly with that $1 million and with your life. And you're still no farther ahead, only now you owe somebody karmically $1 million. Now you're going to lose, or in some other way, you're going to have a horrible time. You want to know spirit, you want to know wholeness, you want to know happiness. At the nub of each of our beings is this false sense of self. And we think that's us, and we hold on to it so intensely, we're unwilling to give it up. And so, cruise the world separate, frustrated, defeated, or about to be defeated. But another thing is arrogance, pride, are the cause of carelessness. You see, when you're careless, it's because you've made a presumption about yourself and about life, that you don't have to take care of that, or you shouldn't pay attention to that, or you've assumed something that's really incorrect based on a false sense of self. Carelessness is really flat-out arrogance. It means you, in your sense of self, are not willing to care. You're not willing to express compassion, concern for this event. So when we talk about carelessness, we're talking about the product of pride. Being so tied up in yourself, you're unwilling to put the energy and effort into caring about it. Unwilling to take the pains, unwilling to express the love. And to the yogi, it's one more step. Forgetfulness is right in there with carelessness. Not in a literalistic, cruel sense, but when you're forgetting all the time, it's because of who you think, unless it's a brain damage thing. But when you're forgetting all the time, it's because of the importance you put on that compared to the importance you put on yourself and the way you want to feel. So, very costly, this arrogance, pride bit. And humility can be so much fun. Humility, you recognize another person's value. And you don't feel in any way competitive with them because you appreciate what they've got to give. So you're busy enjoying for them. What it is humility enables you to have friendliness toward others and friendliness toward life. So they can surf better than you can. Wonderful. So they can sing, so they can talk, so they can make money better than you can. Wonderful. That's great. Ramakrishna would admire excellences around him because he said, there is a fuller expression of Shakti, of my Divine Mother. And I admire and appreciate the wonderful superiority of those that they knew to be superior. They loved it. They loved to see somebody really interested in God and would really appreciate the fact that this person loved God so much because they happen to know the person, and maybe some of that person's light would be shed on them as they humbly appreciate it. Realization is based on friendliness toward the object. What you're meditating on, or the form of God, a friendliness or a love, you see. Humility is a natural aspect of that. That's living with appreciation of these various manifestations one sees. So you get a chance to be in an always winning position. Somebody who's competing against you and they happen to be really good, you just wish them the very best. Maybe you win. You're busy wishing them the best, you have no resistance to their winning, but it could be you're so attuned as a result of this love that you just get this extra energy and vitality or whatever, you win. Could be they throw themselves off the track because they're busy being jealous, taking the time and wasting the energy, being jealous of you. You've got to find a way to roll a stone away, the egoic stone, regarding these appearances in life. Humility, I think, could get us out of many of our hang-ups. I know a nurse who worked with alcoholics. She said that every alcoholic she ever knew in her life had pride as a problem. They wanted to be liked real bad. And they wanted a certain status, certain importance to be assumed or whatever. And she said she never saw an exception. It's a painful thing to be proud. It's a painful thing not to be able to be humble, to feel one can't do that. One can't just enjoy the fact somebody is prettier or handsomer or smarter or more able. But that's what I hope we'll do this year. Really appreciate what other people, what good qualities, what good actions, conduct others are able to bring off. Especially in areas where they seem to best you, where they seem better than you are. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Anyway, the thing is, if you want to have greater contact with your soul and with God, and you want to be a happier person, then as one of the major themes of this year, work in the thread of humility. Just notice the characteristic ego wants to resent someone else's superiority, wants to fix them, or wants to go hide when we're not as good, and on and on. It's a normal, barbaric state of ego that most people have. Try to get to know that and really love and like. Wouldn't it be great if people were better at things than you are? Wouldn't it be simply wonderful for the world? Way better, huh? Wouldn't that be super? Well, the amazing thing is that unlocks so much of your contact with your soul and makes you a better person. You get a chance to do so much more with your life by trying to see the value in another person. I'm not talking about, suppose you are more able than another person. Humbly accept that. You're more able than another person. Don't hide it. Don't be arrogant about it. Don't try to throw it away. Don't deny it. They say that shy people are among the most arrogant people you'll find. Psychologists say that. If you're a shy person, you have a really intense ego. That's why you're shy. It's so easy for the ego to get hurt that you protect it. You cover yourself. The ego of the shy person is said to be 4 times as intense as that of a normal person. It's that intense because they don't want their sense of self to be hurt. I don't know how you can say it's 4 times as intense, but that's what has been said in some works I've read. The goal is to humbly accept what God's done with you in terms where you are superior. Humbly accept you know more about this than the other person. And help the other person, or accept that you're going to let your soul and your Creator express. Humbly express. Humbly allow the inner self and the higher self to come through. Humbly express. Your humility keeps you tuned in. Yoga, if you do it right, makes you more humble, more receptive. If you do it wrong, then you want to exalt, trumpet your sense of ego. Oh, I am a devotee, or I am having samadhi. It's my hope that people will discover if they want to receive the Guru Darshan, they have to have a humbleness. If they want to receive a vision or realization, they have to have humility. And maybe that's the one thing that they're lacking. Anyway, I don't want people to flagellate themselves. I just would like to see this year we grow a great deal in this area of humility. If you can be humble, then you can appreciate the spiritual object. You can appreciate the words of the Guru. You can appreciate your own soul. You can appreciate your soul's rights. You can appreciate truth, beauty, and goodness, and the value of truth, beauty, and goodness. All kinds of strength comes in. The ego is very weak. It can't help you resist many of the temptations of life. But your soul is stronger than all that. If you just humble yourself before it, it comes through strongly and beautifully. I hope you sense I'm talking about something wonderful, something beautiful. Humbling oneself. What is a very good way for you to humble yourself? Well, one way is learn to listen. Just learn to listen. Let it come in. Listen. Listen. Listening's fun, very enriching. There's so many beautiful sounds, so much beautiful counsel. And we'll always be going, oh, if I just heard that. I know he said that, but if I just heard that like 2 years ago. I'd like you to consider briefly, in terms of your day-to-day contact, especially where you're having resistance and troubles, in what ways, in those given situations, you are going to try out humility. In what ways are you going to try out humility in your troubled situations? See if it applies. It may not apply. If the person's oppressive and a bully and is very arrogant to you, then you may have to face a bully humbly. But looking at the main problems, if you have problems, what are the ways you're going to just start off? I'd like you to do an appraisal, looking for this problem of pride and separateness. In terms of your sense, your personal sense of yourself, your day-to-day sense of self out there, what do you got going? Is that a humble self? Is it a proud self? Is it an integrating self? Is it a separate self? What do you got going out there when you're relating to other people? Do you truly appreciate others who are superior, in terms of various views, actually and honestly more able, or smarter, or kinder, or more loving? I mean, do you actually appreciate them? Really? Is your personal self suffering from lack of humility? It's just something that a yogi regularly looks at in life. He regularly appraises that. Here's the next one, and this is called the elemental, the astral self. This is your desire nature, mainly. Your desires and thoughts. How selfish are they? Just the general flow of your desires and thoughts when you look at them. Are they thoughts about others, and are they thoughts about helping? Or if you just watch the thoughts and feelings come and go inside you, your desires and stuff, do they tend to be quite self-centered, or are they not self-centered? The average person will say like 99% self-centered, if he's honest. We're striving to be a more universal person. So looking at our desires, our thoughts, how self-centered are they? And this is a test between you and yourself. And the prize is your own soul. The prize is your own liberation and all kinds of goodies worth looking at. What kind of desires do you have? What do you got going? How much selfishness in them? That's ego, and that ego is unhumble. It's very hard to have desires and thoughts gravitate more on what the soul would want or what God would want or about other people. Very hard because we tend to churn on our own stuff. So humility can free you of that. Humility can free you of that preoccupation. Just being really interested in the other person and their welfare. And when it comes to what your welfare is all about, say, oh soul, what would you like? And as a result of getting more attuned, you get so you're living for others 99% of the time because you're living for other people consciously. And when you go to do your own actions, go to do your own words and thoughts, you're also doing them for others. So what happens is you just get out of the pain, you just get out of the vice, get out of the hell. It's assumed that the soul is static or something. You've got a driving soul. Your soul wants to bust out. It wants to be free. It wants to do things. It wants to fly. It wants to groove. It wants to move. It wants to change things. It senses how important it is for change. And you'll find if you're able to be humble to that self, you'll be more occupied and more intensely focused and active and expressive than you ever were under the bondage of ego. Now, a lot of people, as you know, get bound in sattvas guna. They go to a groovy place and they just stay there. And what happens is they're in the ego of sattvas. That is to say, they're only interested in their feelings of niceness, happiness, harmony. They're interested in what they've got, this nice little cookie that they've baked. And that's the hard delusion to get rid of because it's the only delusion that feels so pleasant. So getting out of that one, getting out of sattvas guna bondage is the harder one. What I'm saying is one must humbly surrender sattvas guna. And one will be dynamic. One will be very dynamic. If you're not dynamic, that's a good dipstick. That means very likely. If you're not a dynamic, alive person with light coming out your eyes and happiness and doing things, you've just slipped into a cave and you're hiding out in the hope God won't find you. You're just stuck in sattvas guna. You're in the bondage of the pleasant, not the good. And if you study the lives of like the saints, where their soul came blasting out and really strive to help humanity in one way or another. Intense concern and intense dedication. Well, anyway, let us be humble. Let us be humble. Thrive. Humility is the way to thrive. Thrive.
Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, spirit am I. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham, 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 Shoham, Shoham, Shoham Shivoham. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. In secret in my soul, I will gather blossoms for thee. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Dipping them in devotion, I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul will gather blossoms for thee, dipping them in devotion. I will lay them at thy feet, dipping them in devotion. I will lay them at thy feet. Listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song, listen to my soul song, listen to my heart song. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, and delight in His name. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord. Oh, my soul, magnify the Lord, and delight in His name, 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 and delight in His name.
What a wonderful morning. Thank you, musicians. Thank you all for coming. May we all be blessed to have that humility grow in us and express to us and bring us more joy. Now it's our time to take pranam. Anande Raho. May we live in divine joy eternally.